Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know this video is going up a little later than I intended, but today is the day. We are going to be talking about my makeup inventory for January of 2020. These numbers I did compile at the first week of January. I've just had too many videos needing to go up, but I'm really excited to talk to you guys about how many products in each product category I own that are in my makeup collection, how that compares to January of last year, which I did do a makeup inventory in January as well as July last year, so like a mid-year check-in, and plan to do the same this year. I also have some goals for my collection, which I didn't really discuss in previous makeup inventory videos because I really just wanted to maintain the amount of products in my collection, which is still true. I don't want my collection to continue to grow. I'm more at a maintenance level with my collection currently, so that is still my overreaching goal for my collection. So that makes my goals for each product category a little less strict and restrictive for me, but I do still have goals for a lot of categories within my collection that I want to share with you. So if you're excited to find out how many products in each product category I have in my makeup collection, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's just jump right in. Alright, I do apologize if you can hear my very noisy and ancient laptop. This is pushing 8 years old, so it feels kind of like a rocket ship trying to take off, but it's doing its best, okay? We are just going to be talking about actual makeup products, but I do have included in my makeup inventory things like fragrance, nail polish, hair care, skincare, all of that. So if you do want a second like beauty inventory type of video, definitely leave that in the comments below, and I'm sure I can do that as well. I will make a separate video for that, and again, my numbers would be accurate for the beginning of the year because I have it all in my nerdy little spreadsheet I have here. I'm just going to go in the order that I have things listed, which was the order in January of 2019 that my Alex 9 drawer was organized. It has since been changed up a little bit, but that's why maybe it doesn't make the most sense to group certain things together. So it's not in order of like primer, foundation, concealer, etc. It'll make more sense as we go along. So starting at the top, I had it in my top drawer at the beginning of 2019 was eyeliners. I currently own 20 eyeliners. I owned 17 in January of last year and 20 in July. So it has been the same over the last 6 months. I don't wear eyeliner that often, so that is a number that I do want to reduce. And my goal for this category, now these goals are like realistic beginner goals, not like forever goals. I want to feel like I'm achieving something if I hit them, if that makes sense. So my goals might change as we continue on with making makeup inventory videos, but for right now, my goal for my eyeliner collection is to have it at 15. And of those 15, I only want to have 5 black liners. Now that can be probably 1 gel potted liner, maybe 2 liquid eyeliners, like to have 1 open and 1 on backup, and then 3, wow, good math, Emily, and then probably 2 pencil black liners, and then 10 colored liners. So that could be like a nude, and then whatever other colors I want. I really have been having fun with different colored eyeliners over the last year, and that is where the increase is from. I bought a new nude one, I bought a pink one and a blue, you know, like I think there's an emerald one entered my collection as well. So I did bring in eyeliners, but they weren't all the same. So I think 5 black of different formulas and then 10 colored one is a realistic goal. For mascara, I currently have 4. I had 4 of January of last year, then I dropped down to 3 in July. Again, I currently have 4. Those are from subscription boxes, gift with purchases, etc. I haven't bought a mascara in a really long time. I don't have a goal for this category. I do only open one mascara at a time. I keep it open for between 2 and 4 months, depending on, you know, if it's a mini or a full size, and if the formula dries out. So I don't want to have a huge back stock of mascaras either. So I think 4 is fine. Honestly, if it went down to 2, like have one open and then one ready to go and that one dried out, that would be perfectly fine as well, but it's not a category I'm concerned with. I have 8 pairs of false eyelashes. That has remained the same. It's been the same 8 pairs. I don't have a goal for that category either, but I do have it just included in my inventory here. For eyeshadow bases, I currently have 5. I had 7 in January and July. I was able to use up 2 last year, which was really great. My goal for this category is between 2 and 3. The Urban Decay Primer Potion, a glitter glue of some sort, probably the NYX glitter glue, and then maybe one other, but probably not. That is kind of where I would like my collection to be. I don't need a collection of eyeshadow primers. I am someone that uses eyeshadow primer every day because I do have more oily eyelids, so I need to have them in my collection, but I don't need to have a lot of them. Brow products. I currently have 11 brow products. I started last year with 12, was down to 11 in July, and I'm still at 11. These are not the same 11. I used up 4 brow products over the course of 2019. My goal here is 10. I really enjoy trying new brow products. I like having a combination of powders and pomades and gels, fibrous gels, clear brow gels, pencils, you know, the micro pencils. I have the ABH brow definer, which is that more triangular tip. I like having variety in my brows. Why, I don't know, but it is a product category that I enjoy, so I think 10 is a reasonable number. Now we're jumping into lip products. So this is why I was saying things might not completely make sense. It's just how they were organized going down my Alex 9 drawers. Lip products are out of control in my collection. I have not bought a lip product for a very long time, and I think as an achievable place to start, again, this is not going to be realistic for everyone. This is not where I want my collection to be forever, but I think 100 lip products is a good place for me to be working towards. I currently have 134, I believe. So that's a lot of lip products I need to use up or declutter or suss out which ones have gone bad in my collection, because I've had some of them for 5 years. So some products have definitely gone bad in that time. So let me break it down. I have a goal for each category type. Lip glosses. I currently have 25. I have really been loving lip gloss, so my goal is to keep that at 25. So no more lip glosses. I have to use up a lip gloss before I can buy a new one. In January of 2019, I had 23. In July, I had 24, and now I'm up to 25. I did not use up any lip glosses last year. Liquid lipsticks, I have 52. I would like that to be 30, and eventually even fewer than that. But again, 30 I think is a good place to like keep my eye on. It's not so far in the future that it's completely unachievable, like saying I only wanted 10, because you guys know I don't like to declutter unless things have actually gone bad or I really truly hate it. But it's just not my preference right now, so I would like to work towards them. I'm currently panning 2 liquid lipsticks at the moment, and I would like to just continue to make progress in that category. Now I have lip treatments next. I have 6 of those. This includes lip oils, lip balms, lip scrubs, nighttime lip mask treatment situations, all those. I have 6. I really only feel like I need 5. I think I have 2 lip scrubs currently. I only really need one of those. So if I could use up a lip scrub, then that category would be under control in my eyes. Lipsticks. This is regular bullet lipsticks. I currently have 34 lipsticks. My goal is to get that down to 30. I prefer bullet lipsticks over liquid lipsticks currently, but I still think 34 is a lot. I started last year at 36. It went up to 38. Now I'm down to 34. I did not use up any last year, so that must be through decluttering or handing them down to people or selling them, etc. Lip liners. This is a category I really want to get under control. I currently have 17. It's been the same 17 all year long. I wasn't able to use up any, and anytime I received a lip liner in my BoxyCharm last year, I was setting it aside because I just don't need any more. And again, as an achievable, like more immediate type of goal, I want to get that down to 10, and that rounds out my 100 lip products in total. But eventually I think 5, like a warm nude, a cool nude, a red, a vampy shade, and a pink or something. I'm not sure, I haven't worked out all the details, but I think 10 for now is a good place to aim for. And again, like I said, that rounds out my 100 lip products. It just felt like a good number to work towards. But that's 7 lip liners I want to get out of my collection really soon, and I'm currently panning only 1. Now we're getting into some cheek products. Now these numbers are going to be different. If you go back and watch my January of 2019 inventory and my check-in, I have gone back and I changed my face palettes to having to contain more than one type of product, such as contour palettes or like the Cover FX Face Perfector that has like highlights, bronzer, blushes, powders, all of that in there. That is what I have defined as a face palette. So I went back through and I moved. So if I had a blush palette, such as my BH Cosmetics 10 color blush palette, I moved that from one face palette up to 10 blushes, because I was like, oh, I actually don't have that many blushes. No, girl, you just don't have that many individually packaged blushes. But if you include all of the blush palettes that you have, which you were tricking yourself into thinking you really didn't have that many, you have 41 blushes. So I went back and fixed the categories for the previous years as well. That's why these numbers that I'm going to tell you right now are different than those videos. So I started the year with 37 blushes, I went up to 40, and now I have 41. My goal is to have 30 blushes. I think that is, again, way more than enough. That means I'm on a serious blush no buy. It's not a product that I get overly excited to like run to Sephora and buy a new blush anyways. I haven't been buying blushes. It's been like BoxyCharms, etc. But yeah, 30 is still a very big number of blush, but that means I need to pan and finish off 11. We're going to be fighting for that goal for a really long time. Bronzers, I currently have 18. My goal is to get that down to 15. Again, I really don't feel like any more than 15 is necessary. Even that's a big number. How much do bronzers differ from one to the other? Highlights, again, same thing. I took a highlight palette out of my face palette category and moved them up into this category. So I currently have 36 highlighters. My goal is to get that down to 30. At least it's better than blushes, but it's still way, way too many. Now onto the face palettes. So these numbers are much smaller than my previous videos, but again, I did go back to fix the previous year's categories, previous months. I currently have 4 face palettes. My goal is 5 because I really have my eye on the Smashbox Cali Contour palette, and I feel like it does actually add something to my collection, and I'm allowing myself to buy that when I can or want to. Setting sprays, I currently have 7. 2 of those setting sprays that I have in that category are actually the Mario Badescu facial mist because I like that. I like to use it as kind of like a priming spray, as a refreshing spray, so I just threw it in this category, although it doesn't really belong in here. Sometimes I use it as skincare in my morning skincare routine. So I do have 7 sprays in my beauty collection. My goal is to have that down to 6. I think 2 long-lasting type of sprays, think Urban Decay All Nighter, 2 more dewy hydrating type of sprays, and 2 priming type of sprays is where I would like those 6 to come from. Now, a lot of my face products, I felt like 10 was a good number, again an achievable number, maybe not a permanently realistic type of number, but so primers I currently have 12. My goal is to get that down to 10, and then have like, once I achieve 10 and I use another up and get to 9, I'm allowed to buy one, like have a 1 in 1 out once I get to my goal. For foundations, I currently have 11. I want that again down to 10. I had 18 foundations in January of 2019. I brought that down to 15 in July, and now I'm at 11. I did not finish off any foundations last year at all, so those were due to selling, as well as I include all of my samples, even my foil packs, in my inventory numbers, but I don't include foil packs in the products I used up for the year because they have no dollar value really. So included in these numbers are all of my samples as well. Concealers, I currently have 10. My goal is to have 8. I don't really feel like I need 10. So use up 2 and then 1 in, 1 out. Like I said, I had 13 concealers in January of 2019. I brought that down to 10. I'm still at 10. I did finish 3 concealers last year. Powders, I currently have 11. I have 6 loose powders and 5 pressed powders. My goal is to have that be 5. So I would like, my goal for that is to be at 10, 5 loose powders and 5 pressed powders. And again, following a 1 in, 1 out rule. So if I finish, well, I currently have 6 loose powders. So when I finish 2 of them, I'm allowed to purchase 1 and then maintain that 5. If I finish off a pressed powder, I can buy 1 pressed powder because I'm currently at my goal. Now we get into eyeshadows. This is where my numbers get really big, and I also do not have goals for these products. So eyeshadow singles, I currently have 81. I would actually like to get more eyeshadow singles and buy less palettes this year. So for example, I like following tutorials when I just want to play with my makeup. And I was following a tutorial earlier this month, and she used a deep hunter green matte shadow. I opened up every single one of my palettes, C palettes, looked at all my singles, all of it. I do not own a single green, dark hunter green matte shade within my whole collection. So I would like to purchase 1 single that is that color, so it's in my collection, if that makes sense, instead of, I have the ColourPop Just My Luck palette on my wish list, which I would still like to get someday, that has a shade like that in it. And before I would have been like, oh, I'll just buy the palette and add all 9 shadows into my collection, but this year I'm thinking I'm just going to get the 1 single. So I don't have a goal for this category, but I do foresee it going up. Eyeshadow palettes. I have 49, and again, I don't have a goal for this. Eyeshadow palettes are what I treat myself with. They're what I put on my Christmas and my birthday wish list. They're what I get most excited about. But I don't want to set a goal for that and set myself up for failure. And this goes back to just wanting to maintain the total number of products in my collection this year and not having it grow by any amount. So if that means I use up 2 foundations and buy 1 eyeshadow palette instead, then my numbers are still going down, if that makes sense. We'll see how this all plays out in the mid-year check-in. But in January of 2019, I had 36 eyeshadow palettes. By July, that increased to 39. And then from July to January of this year, I'm up to $49. So I brought in 10 eyeshadow palettes over the last 6 months, which is excessive. I will admit that it is excessive, but between the July makeup inventory and this current makeup inventory, I got some friend mail from It's Just Steph, which I included in a big haul. I also got friend mail from Cali Fab, which I have not hauled yet. I do plan on it. And then Christmas is in there as well. And I did get an eyeshadow palette for Christmas. So it's not all, I didn't just go out and buy. Also, there's 6 months of BoxyCharm in there. I didn't just run to the store and buy 10 eyeshadow palettes. I now have 10 pans within my makeup collection. I had 1 in January of 2019, I had 4 in July, and now I'm up to 10. I feel really good about that growth rate in my pans. I have 624 total eyeshadows. That's me counting every single pan of eyeshadow within those eyeshadow palettes plus my singles. In January of 2019, I had 497. In July, I had 536. Now I'm up to 624. That includes liquid eyeshadows, pigments, singles, and my palettes. Now, the total number of makeup products I have in my collection is 462. The total number of products I had in January of 2019 was 458. Then in July, it was 460, and now I'm at 462. So over the last year, my makeup collection has only grown by 4 products, despite all of the hauling that occurred. My low buy rules really allowed me to bring in way too much makeup last year, but also combined with selling off my non-cruelty free products, I was pretty good at maintaining my numbers, and I'm hoping to continue to maintain that. To only have grown by 4 products over a year, I feel really good about that. I want it to grow 0 at all this year. In fact, if it went down, I would be really happy about that. But my main goal is to maintain the amount of makeup in my collection, and we'll just see how this plays out. I'm excited to do a mid-year check-in again and see if I'm on track. I have really lofty panning goals, and combined with my low buy rules in terms of dollar value, I think my numbers actually will go down this year, but we shall see. So those were all of my numbers for my makeup inventory for January of 2020. I know I wasn't able to do this like overhead. I just have makeup in too many places, and I couldn't do that this time. Maybe for July I will be able to show you each product itself, but I am doing some collection videos. So my single eyeshadow collection and my eyeshadow palette collection videos are already up, and I plan on filming my highlighter and blush collections as requested by you guys here whenever I can. So then you will get a detailed look at what exact products are in my collection. I feel really good about my makeup inventory. Yes, I do have a large makeup collection, but I never promised to be trying to make it smaller and smaller. I just want to not get bigger and bigger, if that makes sense. Leave me your feedback down in the comments below. Do you have a makeup inventory? What is your smallest and your largest makeup inventory categories? I would love to know. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!